our adventuring? Is it because we're always on the road? Paimon's heard that sitting down and reading a book could be a good way to unwind. Huh. Since we're not too busy at the moment, why don't we visit the Knights of Avonius' library? Maybe we'll find something simple but fun to read.
Welcome everyone to some more Genshin Impact. And today, as you have just heard, a new event has started called Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure. As we can see here, it has just started. Oh, I thought it was lagging for a second. No, yeah. Anyways, it just started, and yeah, let's do the quest. Okay. Mysterious fish, a booming adventure. Go to the Knights of Avonius library. After a period of adventures together, Paimon had a sudden idea to take a break by reading books. Hence, the two of you set out to the Knights of Avonius' library, only to unexpectedly come across two friends. And that's what we'll do. Alright.
Okay, got it. But fish taste best when they're freshly blasted. Grill them over a fire and they'll turn extra crispy and smell so good.
Don't worry, Jean has informed me about all that a while ago. So, I went ahead and placed some orders at Good Hunter. Over the next few days, their chefs will be preparing the best fish fresh from the lake and cooking them right away. Freshly cooked fish served with Klee's favorite spices and my specially prepared desserts. I'm sure it'll be just as delicious as your catches.
Okay, then I'll trust your taste, Lisa. I promise I'll stay in the city and play Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure. I won't go fish blasting or make any trouble for Albedo's friend. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon now. Is someone looking for us?
It's pretty rare to see you two together. Sounds like you two just made an important agreement.
Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon! Klee was just thinking about you and then you appeared! How'd you do that? Oh, did you somehow magically hear Klee's thoughts?
Oh, little cutie and Paimon, you're here just in time. Looks like I won't have to go to the trouble of writing you a letter now.
Klee's wishes summoned us here. Or, we were brought here by the magic of pure coincidence. Okay.
We had some time on our hands and wanted to look for something to read in the library. Anyway, what's Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic Adventure? It sounds way more fun than reading a book. It's a new game Lisa made for me. We came up with the name together. You're amazing, Paimon. You remembered the name so quickly. Whoa, you can design games, Lisa? Paimon thought that you were just into books.
I merely drew some inspiration from Shroomsplosion, a game from back when I was a student. It didn't really take too much effort. As long as we keep Klee happy during these unique circumstances, I'm willing to design as many games as she likes.
Unique circumstances?
Oh, now that Paimon thinks about it, Klee mentioned Albedo's friend, right? Did something happen in Mondstadt?
It's not too serious, but the situation still has to be treated with caution. Recently, fish species native to Sumeru have begun appearing inside her lake. Allowing them to spread would put the ecological balance of Mondstadt's waters at risk. Luckily, Klee noticed some fish she'd never seen before while she snuck out to play. She caught a few and showed them to Kaya. If it weren't for Klee, I'm afraid most of the local species would have already receded by the time ordinary citizens fully grasp the situation. And if a change occurs in the underwater ecosystem, it could very well affect the quality of water inside her lake. Consequently, the entire wine industry of Mondstadt could be in danger, and that poses a major threat to our economy.
I saved the day! I even got praised by Master Jean!
Good job, Klee. Well-deserved praise indeed.
So that's what happened. Whew, good thing Klee noticed the fish before things got out of control.
The investigation team sent out a few members to inspect Cider Lake and look for the origin of the intruding species. To avoid disturbing these little invaders, Klee has to keep her treasured bombs away for some time. The investigation team's instruments are extremely sensitive, so any explosion within a certain distance of the lake would affect their data. Jean said that Klee would definitely get bored being cooped up inside the city all the time. Albedo's busy making improvements to the reconnaissance company's experimental equipment, while Kaya just left for a business trip. So the task of looking after her fell on my shoulders.
But I'm not bored anymore because Lisa invented Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure. Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon, let's play together!
Count us in. We'll play until sundown.
All right, the game table is right over there in the garden. The orders I've placed at Good Hunter will also be delivered there. Please enjoy yourselves. It's not every day you get to play games with Klee, surrounded by the scent of flowers on the breeze, with delicious food delivered right to you.
Wait, Lisa, are you not coming with us?
Don't you think it'd be a little unfair if the game's creator joined in? I don't want to spoil the fun. Besides, as the librarian, I still have my basic responsibilities to take care of.
That just sounds like another excuse for staying indoors!
Run along now. Have fun playing with Klee.
We'll take good care of Klee. Thanks, Lisa.
Okay then, we'll catch you later, Lisa!
Okay, go to the garden. Okay. I was thinking there could be like some extra dialogue, but it doesn't seem like there is. Okay, let's go.
We're here, Miss Honorary Knight. This is where we'll play Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure. Whoa! Lisa picked a really good spot. Paimon loves it here already. All right, teach us how to play, Klee.
Dodo Adventures. Kaboom!
Yeah, let's play.
Okay.
I love playing Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure with you, Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon. Thanks for playing with me.
Okay. So we have the option to start the minigame, a little bit of dialogue, and like the goodbye statement, basically. Should we walk you back home later?
Oh, right. I can't stay out too late. I'll behave and go home when it's time for bed. But I know my way home. Let's meet back here in the morning.
Alright. Oh, hello there. Delivery person? What are you doing here? Don't let me keep you. Later. What's this? I'll just skim through this. Is it? It doesn't sound that simple. Oh, this is interesting. I heard there was once a delivery person nicknamed the Golden Shadow. No matter how demanding the orders were or how great the distance, she could deliver them in record time. Sadly, the Golden Shadow was a temporary worker hired by the restaurant from the Adventurers Guild and only stayed a few days, leaving only the legend of their speed. Okay, so this is interesting. I think this is a reference to a very early event in the game's lifespan. Yeah, I think that's a reference to an early event. Let me go look at the other thing real quick. To deliver food to the Spark Knight. Okay. She received an order and had to deliver the food to somewhere near one of the cliffs near the Bright Crown Mountains. Okay. That's highlighted. Anyways, as I was saying, so what you've mentioned about the Golden Shadow. So, apparently there was this event back in Update 1.1 called... Wait, I forgot what it's called. While It's Warm, I think, or something? I don't know. Basically, it's a food delivery event, and I will tell you guys now, it was the first... Well, not the first, but one of the first events I played when I started. Because I started playing in December of 2020, and it was like 13-ish days before Update 1.2 was released, I think. And yeah, that was one of my first events that I played. And it was an interesting one. A lot of people don't like it. And fair. Because, yeah, some of the missions were difficult. Somehow I managed to complete the event. I'm not quite sure how I did that, if I had to be perfectly honest. Anyways, let's look at this. Oh, this is so cute. Anyways, so yeah, that food delivery event was definitely a thing. Very interesting. Alright, okay, let's do this. Watch the positions of the spiky fish and choose the right special Jumpty Dumpty. After a special Jumpty Dumpty is thrown, find the right time to let it explode, which will make the most of the special Jumpty Dumpty and blow up the most spiky fish. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. Okay. I forgot it. There was a little magnifying glass and I should have clicked that. Okay. Defeat the spiky fish warrior using special Jumpty Dumpty to obtain 1 point. Defeat the spiky fish king to obtain 2 points. Oh. Okay, I see. Different explosion AoEs. Okay. If it comes into contact with spiky fish or objects, it will automatically explode. Yeah, I think we got this down. I'm not quite sure. Let's start with the small ones for now. Okay, that switches things. Let's see. Oh, I messed that up. Retry. Okay, I messed that up because I wanted to try to get it to the middle. Okay, let's do that. Then do this. There we go. Okay, here we go. There we go. Wait, can we do another one? Oh, no, we can't. Okay, so next part is in 17 hours. Get our awards, rewards, words, whatever. Anyways. A suspicious wooden box, never seen before. A piece of paper is lodged in the cracks between the boards on the lid. Written on it is property of the investigation team. Materials of the highest grade of danger are within. Handle with care. Seems like it's worth investigating. Whoa, it's so scary. Let's run. That note on the box sounds terrifying. Why would something so obviously dangerous be left right by Cider Lake? Could it belong to those two knights over there? It looks like there's a wide gap between the planks. We should be able to see inside. Let Paimon have a look. It appears to be filled with lots of round, red objects, much larger than Sincetia's. Wait a sec. Could they be bombs? Why would the Knights of Elvonius leave a box of explosives by the lake? Are they planning to blow up those invasive fish that Lisa mentioned? What are these options? Our first one is, haha, explosives. My kind of fun. Or, whoa, so scary. Let's get out of here. Whoa. I'm confused. What happens if we click this? This is so... I have no idea. Why are you suddenly so excited? We don't even know how powerful these explosives are. What if we hurt innocent bystanders? Blasting fish is blasting fish. Just toss them into the lake. Don't you want to know what it's like to... I am very confused. What is this? But when you put it like that, Paimon really does want to try. Normally, we're always hearing about how Klee wants to blast fish. Is blasting fish, or is getting punished for doing it? But now that Paimon is here, by the lakeside, with a box of explosives beside her, Paimon really wants to try it too. Throwing just one should be no big deal, right? What? Okay, one for each of us. Now, give it all you've got. Oh dear. I feel like we made a grave error in our judgment. Together with Paimon, you open the suspicious wooden box and each take out a bomb. After studying how to ignite the fuses, both of you count down 3, 2, 1 and set the detonators. And both of you throw the bombs far into Cider Lake. A low rumble comes from underwater, and 2 giant spouts of water explode from the surface of the lake, sending a few anglers spinning high into the sky. You and Paimon give each other a high five with big smiles on your faces, and get ready to hightail it out of there. Oh no. Operation Impulsively Secretly Blast Fish did not go as swimmingly as it appeared. Almost as soon as the bombs exploded, you were exposed. Ah! My ears! That scared me half to death. How are you, Phonia? Are you okay? A sudden underwater explosion. It almost deafened me. Judging by the sonic signature of that explosion, it must have been one of your bombs, Ematol. Ematol? Huh, really? Have I not been standing obediently by your side this whole time, doing nothing? Do I look like I have bombs in my hands? You must have set timed bombs into the lake beforehand, just to see me in this awful state. If that were true, then Shin and I also have set up cameras to capture the sight of you holding your head, crying on the ground like a baby. Would be a great shame not to have such photos for posterity. You don't expect any discount from me for your next month's rent, and the water bill, furniture, and all that food you mooched. I let it all slide before, but now it's time to pay up. Wait, no, I shouldn't have laughed. Phonia, my dearest sister, even if I was responsible for the last few dozen pranks, it really wasn't me this time, I swear. If I really could make timed detonators that were extremely reliable despite staying submerged for a long time, we wouldn't have needed to risk our lives to manually detonate the bombs when we ambushed the hilly churls last time, would we? Right, you're too simple-minded to use timed fuses to pull a prank on me. You tricked me too! Didn't you say that any loud noises would damage your hearing while you're using that detection equipment? Since you seem to have no difficulties arguing, you don't seem to have gone deaf. You don't get it! Hearing damage is accumulative and only manifests in stages. By shouting and talking back at me so loudly right now, you're increasing the damage. I just noticed the subtitle here. Maybe one day I won't be able to distinguish the signature patterns of sound waves anymore. And then I'd lose my job. And then you won't have a place to stay either, because I would have to rent the whole house to someone who can afford higher rent. And then I'll become a fisherwoman. Anyway, I won't take of you, that's for sure. What? Then I'll argue with you more quietly. I'll keep it quiet. Paimon can make out what you're saying. All they care about is arguing with each other. Yeah, that was super fun. And nothing too bad happened. It was really fun. Maybe if we just toss one more. No, once was enough. If we toss any more, those two will definitely come to investigate. We can't get caught. Though it feels like we caused a mess, but not an overly large one. At least Paimon's curiosity has been completely satisfied.
Oh dear, we got fish from it.
Honorary Knight and the Helper in White, Phonia of the investigation team reporting. We're currently carrying out an urgent mission. Annihilate the invasive anglers. I am in charge of acoustic recon. If you have any questions, there is a knight called Ematol by the lake. She's better at interpersonal communication and can provide you with detailed information. I haven't asked anything yet. You are acoustic recon, or we'll leave you be. Goodbye. I haven't asked anything yet. Right, we just wanted to greet you, and you just started babbling on. Feels like she's a bit impatient. Isn't that a good thing? We all work for the Knights of Favonius, and we're all on the clock right now, so we should not indulge ourselves in meaningless gossip, but the exchange of useful information. Besides, I'm just a common cog, while you are the heroes who have saved Mondstadt on your resumes. Someone like me is not worth much of your precious time.
Hey, that's a bit offensive. We're not the type to use people and treat them as tools.
Plus, we're not that vain, nor that arrogant. Oh, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. A cog is simply how I define myself. I am just an ordinary person with no talent. I have neither the capability nor the determination to take charge. The only role I'm fit to play on the stage of the machine that is the Knights of Favonius is that of a cog. Or you can also call me a pawn or gear. I don't mind.
Putting it like that is totally heartless.
Heartless? I actually find it to my liking. There's no need for me to overthink anything or do things according to my own will. I simply do what my superior says. Get to work on time and leave on time. Life is simple. There's a rumor going around that says, in emergency situations, the honorary knight has command authority on the front lines equivalent to a captain. Who knows, I may have the chance to be temporarily assigned to your unit in the future. Of course, every situation is different and every task has a different priority. We are currently not in any such critical situation, so I can just focus on the annihilate the invasive anglers task that I've been assigned. As such, I must ask you two to keep some distance from me while I work. Both my equipment and I require a quiet working environment. You certainly wouldn't want some cogs to malfunction and affect the entire machine, would you? So you're shooing us away. You're as cold as ice.
Paimon rarely sees a knight so willing to close the door and leave the world behind. Or maybe they're a heartless workaholic. Come on, Aya. Let's leave her here to do our work all alone.
I want to check the other options. You are... okay. I just told you the most important information, but as it seems, that's not enough for you. I'll supplement it with a few more words. I am Phonia, a member of the Intelligence Division of the Investigation Team. Though I have served for 6 years, I have only carried out 67 battlefield support ops and 31 direct action ops. My greatest martial accomplishment was defeating 1 hilichurl brute, 2 hilichurl shamans, and a few hilichurl shooters with Emetol using simple roadside explosives, mopping up a small area of the forest. As you can see, the gap in combat capability between me and you, Honorary Knight, is as wide as that between a boar and Storm Terror. Perhaps you will simply forget about an unimportant ordinary knight like me in a couple of days.
What's going on? Why are you suddenly giving us a work report? So serious.
There's no need to be so tense. Just think of us as new friends.
Yeah, even though Aya is an honorary knight, we're not on duty now. Just relax. We're always meeting all kinds of people in the wilderness, and it's really great when we talk and end up becoming friends.
I see. You wish to discuss personal matters. Let me think. I'm Phonia, 26 years old, single. I currently live in the 3rd room on the 3rd floor of the 3rd building to the right of the city gates. I have a roommate who's also my tenant called Emetol, and the monthly rent is... I forget, it's not important. My hobby is to sleep. After work, I just go home and sleep. If it's too noisy, I'll have some wine to help me sleep. I don't remember what kind of wine I used to drink, but that's not important either. As long as it can get me drunk, it's good wine. Sometimes I stay at the secret camp near Dragonspine temporarily in accord with Captain Alveda's orders. I like it there because it's quiet, so I can have a good sleep without anyone disturbing me. So, your hobby is actually quietness? Is your personal life that mechanical too? That's a valid point. A quiet environment and high quality sleep are beneficial for my work. After all, my exceptional hearing is my most valuable skill. Paimon feels like this night is incredible at killing conversations. Paimon doesn't know how to respond. And she keeps going on about her interests, which are still related to work. Paimon's gonna give her a nickname. The Silent Workaholic. Thanks, the Helper in White. That's a good nickname. If we ever need a call sign in the team, I'll use that. Honorary Knight and the Helper in White. If you do not require further information from me, then please excuse the Silent Workaholic to resume her recon work. You go ahead. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. Okay, we still have one more. Acoustic recon?
It sounds impressive, but it looks like you're just standing by the lake, not moving a muscle. Paimon doesn't see any equipment around either. Good topic, Honorary Knight and the Helper in White. You have noticed how compact Captain Albedo's handcrafted equipment is. Hostiles won't be any to spot it either in the future.
Hostiles won't be able to spot it either in the future.
I have already deployed the recon equipment's active unit underwater. It utilizes a special wave. Anyway, it surveys the nearby area with the help of Hydro. I'm wearing the unit's receiver in my ears, and it's about the size of regular earplugs. The detection signal of the active unit is transmitted directly to me. With these sound signals, I am able to analyze the locations of all anglers and lock onto their nests by plotting their path and information on the map. Then, Emmetol can come in and eradicate them in one go. Is that amazing? It's almost like magic. Truly incredible how alchemical creations appear no different from magic to the untrained eye. When other technologies reach a certain maturity, similar high-level creations will also be created. For example, I heard Fontaine manufactures large volumes of clockwork tech-based humanoid machines. They can even take on the responsibility of defending the city. That also seems like magic to me. But I digress. Anyway, according to Captain Albedo, after a few discussions with Jean and the other captains, they reached a consensus. The combat capabilities of the Knights of Favonius must be steadily improved with the minimum budget. Improve your combat capabilities? Minimum budget? Yes, we are currently at peace, so before the Knights of Favonius approve any military-related budget, we have to consider the impact on the civilians. Our citizens' needs come first, and we can use what's left for military improvements. Under such conditions, Mora must be spent only when necessary. Therefore, we need to verify which aspects to enhance that will bring about the highest improvement on overall combat capabilities. But how is that related to what you're doing now? Like this Annihilate the Invasive Anglers operation? Good question, Helper in White. To put it simply, the conclusion from the meeting at that time was information. The most cost-efficient way to improve is by enhancing the Knight's ability to acquire information, allowing them to gain the initiative on the battlefield and engage enemies from a more advantageous positions at the proper time. I see. So you're testing out new equipment. I still don't get what it has to do with you. I'm impressed, Honorary Knight. Communicating with you is indeed efficient and straightforward. My job in the investigation team, a signals officer, and the equipment I'm using are some of the earliest products of the Knights of Favonius' plan to improve our combat capabilities. The equipment shares similar design principles with the survey device Captain Albedo provided Mika with. This one has better battery life, increased accuracy against small targets, and is more convenient to use. As one of the first signals officers trained to use this equipment, I'm responsible for being a military instructor, training a large cohort of signals officers for the front line. Ideally, a few signal officers will be assigned to each platoon. They will use detection equipment to acquire information about enemies while they are still distant, allowing them to utilize the intelligence to deploy the most advantageous tactics.
Now Paimon's lost. Why make something as simple as a fight so complicated? When we see enemies, we prefer the hands-on approach and just go at them. If we win, pure glee. If we lose, we flee.
You are heroes. We are cannon fodder. We're different. To avoid being cannon fodder torn to pieces by heroes like you, we regular knights have to actually use our brains. At least, we put some distance between us before you come charging over. Being easily trampled on is unacceptable. We knights are tasked with the protection of Mondstadt. We can't afford to be reckless.
Hey, how can you say something so demoralizing with a straight face? Still, you've got a point. We never considered that. The opponents we've defeated might actually be warriors who actually trained hard every day.
Warriors must have the dignity of a warrior. Carry on with the testing, signal officer. Thank you for the encouragement and for taking notice of a regular knight like me. I hope to one day fight by your side. Okay, and we have the other one here, the other person. Let the wind lead. Follow the sparks. Greetings, great honorary knight, and to you, helper in white. I, investigative team weapons officer Emetol, am at your service. What can I do for you? Follow the sparks?
By sparks, could you mean the Spark Knight?
That's right, that's my personal motto. Out of all the elite warriors of the Knights of Favonius, the most powerful must be our revered and adorable Spark Knight. She traverses every inch of Mondstadt with a lively demeanor, and her petite and nimble form carries enough firepower to completely annihilate an entire legion. No matter how numerous the enemy force is, they will all be burned to ashes and scattered by the winds to the sound of the Spark Knight's delightful laughter and rumbling symphony of her. Explosives so powerful that they shouldn't exist in the world. Is Klee really that powerful? I never realized that.
Yeah, and what's with the shouldn't exist in the world you mentioned?
For that question, you've come to the right person. I'm a pretty skilled alchemist myself. Although I'm not nearly as learned as Master Sucrose or Master Timaeus, and so far behind Captain Albedo, I can't even see his shadow on a winter's morn. I do have my own expertise and have designed many explosives for engineering use. However, their explosive velocity simply isn't in the same league as the Jumpty Dumpty. They are only capable of deflagrating. I can't read words. Rather than transitioning to a high brisance detonation. I'm lost. In layman's terms, please.
Yeah, deflagration this, detonate this. All Paimon understood was explosive.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I got carried away and didn't do a good enough job explaining. It's all my fault. Anyway, ordinary explosive materials are too. Maybe even 2.5 generations away from the masterpieces designed by the Spark Knight. in terms of cost, they aren't even close to the same level either. When I asked the Spark Knight about the secret ingredients for Jumpty Dumpty, she only answered, Jumpty Dumpty's formula was given to Klee by Klee's mother. If there's a secret ingredient, it must be her love for Klee. But it's understandable for her to say that, since the formula for such a powerful explosive is something confidential that could affect the balance of power between nations. It's simply above the pay grade of someone as low and insignificant as I. All I can do is try to follow in the footsteps of the Spark Knight and try even harder to develop my own formula for explosive materials. I will work hard and strive to achieve my goal, that one day I can make something that's at least 1/20th as powerful and cost-effective as the Jumpty Dumpty. Oh, the mere thought of it makes me tremble with excitement. The perfect rate explosive rate, an earth-shattering shockwave, a concise build, and low cost. Jumpty Dumpty. Calm down. You're getting carried away again. Paimon has never met someone like this. Let's just call her Bombaholic in the future. Let's get out of here, Aya. If we get a chance, we need to remind Albedo. Pay attention to the Bombaholic on this team and take care of her mental state. We still got one more line to check. Or two. Weapon specialist? Paimon has never heard that title before. Sounds impressive. Indeed. If you don't mind, Great Honorary Knight, please allow me to give you a brief introduction to some of the responsibilities of the investigation team as I understand them. In addition to basic military intelligence reports, we also investigate, collect, and analyze combat-related data of the Knights, finding ways to continuously improve tactics and combat capabilities. Therefore, learning the habits of the Knights and modifying their weapons and equipment are both part of our responsibilities. The so-called weapons specialist, in truth, is the Knight who is responsible for testing experimental weapons. So you must also be a skilled combatant? Are you also a master of weaponry? Not at all. I know nothing about combat. If I were to take up a sword, even a wild boar could take on 20 of me. But I'm tougher than nails. When I was trying to analyze the formula for Jumpty Dumpty, I went through, let me count, 27 incidents, and a blast sent me flying in 19 of them. But after bandaging myself up and applying splints, I returned to the team's garrison the next day and went back to work. My colleagues were very understanding and helped me keep the incidents hidden from Captain Albedo. Otherwise, I would have missed out on work. Following the sparks is not for the faint of heart or the undisciplined. You don't have to push yourself that hard. You could have asked your captain for some leave. Now, Paimon's really worried about this Knight's mental state. If we get a chance, we should ask Albedo to keep an eye on her. Caring about nothing but your work is a bit much. And is there anything in the last point? Why are you squirming like that? Oh, it's just that the Great Honorary Knight and the Helper in White are so concerned about my work. It's exciting, but it almost makes me quite nervous. Oh, whoops. Okay. I accidentally clicked ahead. Wow, you became so formal all of a sudden. Are we really held in such high regard in the Knights of Favonius? Annihilate the invasive anglers? Huh? You haven't heard about it, Great Honorary Knight? It must be because you've been so busy lately. Such things aren't important enough to warrant your attention. It's quite simple, actually. Not long ago, a merchant from Sumeru came here on business and released a few anglers inside our lake. Anglers are a type of fish native to Sumeru and have basically no natural predators in the waters of Mondstadt. This means they can multiply quickly and take over the lake, leaving little room for other species of fish to survive. After evaluating the issue, the Knights of Favonius assigned Fonia and me to handle it. If you happen to encounter another knight from the investigation team on the other side of the lake, that would be Fonia. She's operating, that one detection device, an alchemical device developed by Captain Albedo. I don't remember the exact name, but it can detect underwater creatures and identify the unique body shape of the anglers. As for me, my job is to deploy bombs at precise locations to annihilate these bullying invasive species and restore peace to Cider Lake. Impressive, isn't it? So, you're blasting fish? Klee can do it. Right, Paimon was just gonna say, Klee's an expert at that. No, absolutely not. We cannot trouble the Spark Knight with such a mundane task. The Spark Knight's time is incredibly valuable and should only be allocated according to her own will. Besides, it's not like the Great Honorary Knight often uses heavy naval cannons to blow up pigeons. That's a bit extreme. If you did that, not even a single feather would remain. That's definitely going way too far. That's what I mean. The Spark Knight's bombs are like heavy naval cannons, and those skulls of anglers are a little different from flocks of pigeons. But our objective happens to be eliminating the pigeons without harming the finches beside them. That's why I am the perfect man for the job. Although the submarine bombs I use are imitations of the Spark Knight's Jumpty Dumpty, they are only 1/10 as strong. With the help of specially designed detonators and the positions provided by Fonia, I can guarantee that the angler nesting grounds are demolished without harming any native fish species inside a lake. Paimon gets it now. You want to target and eliminate only those fish, without harming any others. I understand the logic. What did the pigeons ever do to you? Great, that means it was a good analogy. Of course, the pigeons have done nothing wrong. I just wanted you to know how powerful the Spark Knight's weapons are. However, it is not yet time for me to start. Fonia hasn't completed her preliminary recon work, and doing anything rash right now would surely startle them. But Fonia is maddeningly slow, and she has a bad temper. Every time I get close to her, she starts complaining about how I'm messing up her equipment and making her go deaf. I don't dare to rush her, but if this keeps up, just when will I finally be able to sail in my dear little boat and drop my beloved bombs? Don't let me keep you. You're too kind. Great Honorary Knight and the Helper in White, please take care. Oh, how relaxing. The forests of Mondstadt are indeed a great place for camping. This business trip is so worth it. The humidity and temperature are just perfect, so my clothes won't get drenched in sweat whenever I try to do a bit of work. The sunlight is not too glaring, and there's even a nice fragrance in the air. You are? Oh, new friends, please sit. Have some tea. Let's eat and chat together. I'm Jala. I'm a merchant from Sumeru. I just closed a big deal and right now I'm enjoying the natural beauty of Mondstadt. It's the first time we met someone camping in this area. Shouldn't a merchant be guarding their shop and cargo? If you hadn't told us, we would never have guessed what you are. Oh, merchants are people too. We also need rest. Who doesn't have a few hobbies? Work-life balance, you know, work-life balance. You know, back in Sumeru, even students tormented by their studies all the time value this. They even invent games to help themselves relax. I earned my first big haul by distributing a tabletop game invented by a student called Shrimpsplosion. That genius student once said, "There's always more work." One must learn to take some time. One must learn to take some time to take a break. She brought me wealth beyond my wildest imagination, so I took her words as my motto. Sure enough, I live happily every day. That name sounds oddly familiar. The student you're talking about wouldn't happen to be... Jola! Can you tell us more about how you came to distribute that Shroom Explosion game? Huh? You've also heard of it? It's already a really old game. Was it years or over a decade ago? Oh, how time flies. It was quite a coincidence, really. At the time, she was going to return to her homeland, so she sold everything she couldn't bring with her, including the game's pieces and board. Back then, I bought and sold junk and secondhand goods. When I had the fortune to run into her, I asked her about the pieces, and it reminded her that the game she invented may still be of some use. So she briefly walked me through it. She said, if I was willing, I could try to keep the game running. I made a few copies and they sold really well. My income just exploded upward. Though Shroom Explosion didn't stay popular for long and was replaced by other similar games, it did earn me enough capital to start a real business. I no longer had to rely on selling junk to make a living. You could say that the unintentional act of a student genius changed my life. Could it really be a coincidence? Just giving away her creation like that? Now that Paimon thinks about it, it does seem like something she would do. Perhaps she actually invented quite a few games, and Shroom Explosion just wasn't that important to her? Or, in terms of business, she probably felt managing the rights of the games was really troublesome. She probably couldn't be bothered with it and felt her time worth more than the more she'd earn. Right? Don't you think it was amazing? Later, I heard that her home was Mondstadt, and since then, Mondstadt has become one of my favorite places to go. So, for many years, I've been trying to find a chance to finally come to Mondstadt to do business and see what the culture and people are like for myself. I have to say, it didn't disappoint. I closed a big deal and had a great time here. I sincerely suggest you trying it for yourselves. Find a good work-life balance and give your life a comfortable rhythm. Business? Oh, you're locals? Want to join me for a cup of soup or some food? How hospitable! Are you a camping enthusiast? Well, you wouldn't be completely wrong to say that. I'm Jala, a merchant from Sumeru. Perhaps you'll become familiar with my name soon. Once I get approval, you'll be able to purchase my goods from Miss Blanche. I offer unique Sumeru ingredients, spices, and tableware all at a fair price. I have to say, Mondstadters are so amicable. We reach an agreement really fast without much haggling. Not that the people in Sumeru are bad-tempered. We just tend to care more about details, and would spend quite a long time negotiating prices for bulk orders. There must be straightforward people in Sumeru too. There must be business-savvy Mondstadters too. Huh? Yeah, there are all kinds of people everywhere. You can't generalize about people like that. Maybe your past business deals didn't go so smoothly because of bad luck. But this time in Mondstadt, maybe you just got lucky? Got lucky? Right, when I first got to Mondstadt, I released a few fish for luck. That must be what brought me luck and led me to my ideal business partner. You released a few fish? That's right. Since it feels like we are bound by destiny, let me tell you a secret I learned from merchants in Fontaine that only a few people from Sumeru know. Before doing something important, release some animals into the wild. It will bring you good fortune. Some even buy animals just to release them. If you are hunters or something like that, you can consider doing it too. You lose a few more in exchange for lots of good luck. It's really a good deal. Hey, Aya, the sudden appearance of anglers inside her lake. Do you think it's because... This merchant is the culprit. How careless could she be? She's completely oblivious to the mess she made. So, should we tell her? After all, it's already gotten really serious. Or should we just arrest her on the spot and let the Knights of Favonius decide her fate? Such a difficult decision. It feels like she's a warm-hearted person, and she was just trying to be hospitable to us. Turning on her now makes it feel like we're the bad guys here. Okay, we have two options. We could either say, as an honorary knight, I cannot stand idly by. Or, I really don't want to arrogate the authority to myself. I'll pick the second one, which basically means let someone else take care of it. Arrogate? What's with that weird term all of a sudden? Paimon thinks she's heard it before somewhere. Do you mean arresting suspects is the responsibility of other knights? We cannot do some other knight's job and steal the credit? It does make sense. Although Chala committed a crime, she doesn't seem like a bad person. Even a regular knight could apprehend her easily. For regular knights, this is an opportunity to acquire some easy merit. It really doesn't matter to us. We should just let them take care of it. But Jala is in a very secluded location. The knights might not be able to locate her easily. We have to get Jala back to Mondstadt somehow. What are you whispering about? Are you also interested in the theory behind releasing animals for luck? Oh, we heard you talking about fish, so we're wondering what we should have for dinner. I find myself suddenly craving some grilled fish. Have you ever had Mondstadt grilled fish? Huh? Oh, right. Since you are here in Mondstadt, you gotta try Mondstadt grilled fish. It's so fragrant and convenient. Oh, and also sticky honey roast. Pile them up and flaming red bolognese. Oh, you just reminded me of something. I was so focused on my business deal and taking a scenic tour of Mondstadt that I completely forgot to enjoy some nice local specialties. I heard there's a restaurant called Good Hunter in Mondstadt that offers great food at a good price and even provides delivery services. So I placed a few days' worth of orders without giving it much thought. But I forgot to ask about local specialties at that time. And the delivery person may not be able to find where I set up camp. Say, why not just go back to Mondstadt and enjoy a good meal? Right. I'll also ask the locals about other Mondstadt specialties to take back with me as souvenirs. For my friends. If I remember correctly, there are 2 knights stationed by the gates. They should be quite knowledgeable of Mondstadt and could give me some good recommendations. You know what? I'm going back right now. Jala even suggested talking to the knights herself. Paimon wonders if she'll get arrested on the spot. But perhaps the knights will understand that her actions were unintentional. No one who deliberately caused trouble would be willing to come to talk to the knights, right? Jala likely won't be punished severely. We solved the problem peacefully. Yeah, Paimon still feels bad about this, but people have to take responsibility for their mistakes. Paimon only hopes Jella really realizes her mistakes soon and won't get too upset after being punished.
I love playing Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure with you, Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon. Thanks for playing with me. Yay! Let's go! Let's go!
Well, well. From the looks on your faces, it seems like you're having fun.
It's Lisa! You're here! We loved playing Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure. What a fun game you designed!
Thanks for playing. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Perhaps I should come up with some new updates?
Ooh, yay! Klee wants to see Dodoco going on adventures in all kinds of places. No, wait. You must have spent a long time working on the game. It must be exhausting. We shouldn't make Lisa work too hard.
Aw, thank you for being so considerate. But if it helps keep you happy while you stay inside the city, I'll be more than happy to spend as much time as needed. Of course, I understand that you prefer going on your own adventures whenever you like. The game is just meant to be a new way to pass the time. Anyway, I have some great news, and I've also brought a gift for you cuties.
A gift? Actually, I have a gift for Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon, too.
We'll get to the gifts in a moment. Let me tell you the news first. That's right. 2 knights from the investigation team found the invasive species nest and swiftly disposed of it. The knights have also determined the cause of their invasion. The species were accidentally introduced to the lake by a merchant without any malicious intent, so the knights let her go after some lecturing and issuing a fine.
Luckily, they didn't cause too much trouble. But even Paimon thinks that merchant was way too careless. Is it time for gifts yet? Can Klee go first?
Of course. Klee's been returning home on time every day without being reminded by anyone. So, I've been wondering what you're up to lately.
When I was home at night, I looked through Albedo's crafting book and learned to make this. Da-da-da! Whoa! It's Dodoco throwing a jumpy dumpty! Yep, I made a figure that looks like the Dodoco from Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure! Even though I can't make it throw real bombs, I hope it'll remind you of the fun we had together and blast away your troubles and boredom. A big Dodoco toy! Oh, Paimon loves surprises like this! With this, it'll feel like we're adventuring with Klee and Dodoco wherever we go! I'm so happy you like my gift. I worked super hard on it. What's your gift, Lisa? I want to see.
Well, I'm afraid my gift is a lot less creative than yours. It's a storybook about Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventures.
An adventure story! Yay! Whoa! A whole storybook!
The little cuties returned to Mondstadt and joined Klee on an adventure with Dodoco. Together, they defeated the bad spiky fish warriors and then enjoyed an afternoon tea. A most fitting way to end Dodoco's Bomb-Tastic adventure.
Did you plan out the whole story while designing the game?
No, as the protagonists of the story, you, little cutie, and Klee all played an important part in bringing the story to life. I've left a blank spot in the book specially for illustrations. But I just thought of an even better idea. Since we're all here on this special occasion, why don't I take a photo of you together?
Sure! We got to see our friends and play games together! That's definitely worth celebrating! Come on then, Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon. Ready, Lisa? Klee had so much fun today. 3, 2, 1...